Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your May 2018 mid-month general readings. We're looking at the last couple of weeks of May here. Thank you so much for joining us here today and welcome to any newcomers. Always thank you to those of you who continue to like, share, subscribe, and send in your support, feedback, and comments. You guys are brilliant. Keep it up. And also always a special thank you to all of my clients out there, both regular and new, for keeping me so busy with personal one-on-one readings. And if any of you are interested in any personal one-on-one reading with me and you haven't read with me before or you've forgotten the information, you can get the information and my contact details by either clicking on the description bar of all the videos I post or going to my YouTube channel's homepage and clicking on the About button. You'll see a little bit more about what I do, the services I offer, and all my contact information. And turnaround time for personal readings is usually pretty fast. I do readings full-time, 5 to 6 days a week, so I can almost always get back to you within the first day or the first 24 hours of your initial contact with me with more info. And scheduling can be anywhere from a few days upwards of a couple of weeks, but almost always within a couple of week period of time we can set up a reading for you live or recorded. Love and romance, career, work and finance, compatibility charting, reconciliation spreads, passed on messages or messages from passed on loved ones, and I also do 6 and 12 month overviews and outlooks, which look at what's coming in your life for the next 6 or 12 months, depending on how far out you want to look. For really quick answers to really quick, simple questions, you can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo, and all of that info is on my YouTube channel's homepage by clicking the About button, or look at the description bar of all my videos. Okay, so let's move right into this. This reading is for the fire sign of Leo for the remainder of May 2018. We're looking at the last couple of weeks of May here. So we begin with the Moon and the Fool. And we have the World and the Five of Pentacles. And from the bottom of the deck, your overall energy, focus, and guidance for the remainder of May is the Hanging Man. Now, these are general readings, which can be somewhat tricky because you're reading for a lot of people and everybody has different things going on in their lives. So if you know your rising and your moon sign, watch those videos as well. They can provide additional insight and clarification, and sometimes they play out a little more predictively for you. Leo, it looks like the majority of the rest of May, and I am recording these around basically the 10th through the 14th. So the last couple of weeks of May, it looks like you guys are waiting on something, or there's an issue or a situation which you're waiting on, which you don't have clarity on just yet. But it looks like that is coming to an end. That something is coming to an end or cycling down by the end of the month. And there's also a sense of achievement and overcoming with that as well, which is nice to see. I'm not sure what area of your life, because you have, in pulling, I usually pull 2 cards per week. So the mid-month readings, you have 4 cards plus an additional 5th card from the bottom of the deck for overall energy and focus. Your only minor card is Pentacles. So for some of you, this could be in the job, work, career, finance part of your life. But for others, it could be, relationship as well. It looks like there's a situation you don't have a lot of clarity in, and you may be waiting for an outcome, or you may be waiting to see how things play out before you make any decisions to move forward or to do anything specific, because that's your overall energy. From the bottom of the deck, you have the Hanging Man, and it looks like this time period is pretty significant for you, because you have, out of all 5 cards, you have 4 major arcana cards and only 1 minor or pip card. So a lot of significant, profound energy here. So it looks like even if it may not feel like you don't know exactly what's going on, or you're waiting to see how things play out, there's some pretty profound energies moving through whatever this situation is. Your overall energy and guidance is the Hanging Man. This can sometimes represent feeling like you're in a place of limbo, stasis, like there's no movement. There's always energies moving around, even if we can't see it or can't see the results just yet. The Hanging Man is also a card in terms of active advice that advises to take a step back from any kind of conflict or drama or challenge and waiting for a transitional period of time, waiting to see how things play out, maybe waiting to see how a situation plays out, how people are acting before you decide to do anything on your own or take any action yourself. Sometimes, if it's an actual battle or challenge or something ongoing, sometimes the best way to win a battle is actually not to fight at all, or the best way to win a game is sometimes not to play, especially if it's a conflict that involves other people. The Hanging Man takes a step back and he's content to remain in that place. He's not struggling in this position. He's waiting to see how things play out. And it's transitional. I always feel like the energy of the Hanging Man is fairly temporary, and it can represent doing something which other people may not understand, because from the outside looking in, this man appears to be hanging upside down in an awkward or uncomfortable position, but he's at peace. He's not struggling because he's waiting to see how things play out. This is a card of not trying to maneuver or manipulate or force a certain outcome, because you're waiting to see how things play out. I'm getting a feeling of more will be revealed, Leo, and that's your overall focus and guidance for the remainder of May, or for the majority of the next couple of weeks of May. We have around the middle of the month, third week of the month or so, we have the Moon and the Fool. So the Moon, a similar kind of energy. The Moon can represent that the path is a bit cloudy. The Moon can represent that it's a card of deep, almost primal sense of spirituality, or a really deep primal sense of spirituality or intuition. It represents that, and again, right now I'm getting a very strong connection from the Moon to that Hanging Man. There's something going on for a lot of you Leos watching. There's something going on in your life which isn't resolved yet. It doesn't have a specific resolvement or closure to it. You may be tempted to jump in there and do something or say something or force an outcome or make the decision yourself or do something, but you're being advised not to, because there are still things at play. There's still things in motion. There's still things at play that need to happen. I think a lot of you may feel that in your stomach, in your intuitive sense, as I call it, or your gut instinct, some people call it. Some people call it your higher self. That says, wait, you can't really explain it, but it just says, wait, hang on a minute. Everything's not clear yet, because things look very different under the light of the Moon than they do under the light of the sun. Under the light of the Moon, there's a lot of shadowy corners and little hidden recesses and nooks. Not everything is apparent or revealed at the time, so wait, just wait. Now, it's clarified by the Fool, which is a card of possibility and potential new beginnings, but the Fool is just starting out. He's the first major arcana card in the deck. You can see his card is at a 0 here. The Fool hasn't started his new journey yet, but he's getting ready. So it's about that time and space in between when something comes to an end and before something new begins. So this is the time period where it's all about what's possible, potential, promise. Anything's possible, everything's possible with the Fool, because he hasn't started out yet. But he's getting ready to. And the Fool is also here to remind us that sometimes it's about maybe taking a risk, doing something that's a little different than you normally would, or something which doesn't have a guaranteed outcome, which makes it feel kind of risky, stepping off the beaten path, because he's all about exploring new places, stepping off the beaten path in order to explore new things, because the Fool also reminds us that it's not just about the destination, it's really about the journey itself and everything we learn on the journey, because that's what the Fool represents. And you have the beginning and that beginning energy and the ending energy too, because in the tarot we begin with the Fool. He's the 0, he's just starting out, and all of the cards after that are about the Fool's journey through life, which is our journey through life. Everything we learn and how we grow and mature and evolve and learn and get up and fall down and succeed and fail. It's all about our life's journey until we get to the end, which is the World card, the last major arcana card in the tarot, where we've reached the top of the mountain and we have all this knowledge and experience and wisdom and this sense of achievement and knowledge and just awareness. So it looks like, the middle of the month, third week of the month or so, it's all about kind of holding off just a little bit. We're not sure how things are playing out yet. We may want to kind of start off on a new journey. You may be involved in some kind of conflict or drama or something going on, whether it's work and career for some of you or just purely relationship, friendships, love and romance. Again, it's impossible to tell, one, because of what's going on here, and two, because it's a general reading and there's so many major arcana cards. It looks important, but you're being asked to hold off on trying to force an outcome or jump in and try and cause things to happen. You don't know what's possible yet. You don't know how things need to continue to play out, because things are still, not everything is revealed. So you need to let things continue to play out, because we don't know what the possibility and potential is quite yet. So then at or towards the end of May, we have the World and the Five of Pentacles. So here's the ending or the culmination place here. And when I say ending or cycles ending in the tarot, it doesn't mean that ending is like means that something is removed from your life. Sometimes it does. Sometimes relationship energy ending can mean the end of a relationship, or it can mean that a certain part of it ends and you begin a different life together. Like maybe you go from dating to getting married or moving in together, living together. So one part of the relationship, one part of your life actually comes to an end, but a new part begins under the same umbrella. So it can mean different things for different people. But the World is a card of major completion, major ending. There's a lot learned in here because it's the last major arcana card in the deck. We started out at the Fool and we've reached the World, and the World represents being in that place where you kind of look at the journey and everything that you've been through from the start of whatever the situation is to where you are now, and all the lessons learned and how you've grown and changed and evolved and are aware. In the upright position, the implication is typically that it's the very positive kind of ending or a culmination point, even if there's been some difficulty or challenges leading up to it, because I think there has been. But it's moving on in a way that's necessary and that needs to be, and there is a sense of achievement with it too. Now, it's clarified by the Five of Pentacles, which is a card of insufficiency and lack. In purely a financial sense, it can mean not having enough money, being out of work, being out of a job. In an emotional, under the umbrella of relationships or our emotional landscape, it can represent, again, insufficiency and lack, feeling like you're not good enough, feeling shut out, abandoned, rejected, out in the cold, etc. And so for some of you, what's coming to an end could be something as concrete as this Pentacles energy, Earth energy, which is often about concrete things in our lives that we can see and touch and feel. Tangible things like money, finance, property, resources, job, etc. Some of you, it could just be as simple as a period of unemployment coming to an end, or perhaps because you've gotten another job, or you've gotten a promotion, or you've gotten the opportunity to move ahead where there's not that sense of actual financial instability and insufficiency in your life. Because there's this completion energy, there's this sense of achievement. In a relationship level, on an emotional level, it could represent that you've reached a point after this period of confusion maybe, or not knowing what's going on, or not knowing how to act, or what to decide, or what's the best way to proceed forward. It has come to what I feel is a natural conclusion or culmination point, and you're moving away from this sense of maybe feeling like you're not good enough, or feeling abandoned or rejected. If it's maybe for some of you it's a relationship that ends and you've really learned so much from this relationship, and you're moving on with that knowledge. Whatever or it could be that a relationship that's gone through some difficulty and hardships has come to a place where you've incorporated everything that you've learned as a couple or as a friendship, whatever kind of relationship it is. There's all different kinds of relationships, and you are moving forward still within that relationship, but the nature of the relationship has changed and transformed because of what you've learned through this difficult time. Again, it's a general reading, so it's going to mean different things and resonate a little differently, but the fundamental energy and advice still applies. It looks like you're going to transition out of this place of feeling like you have to run to catch up but never quite catching up, whether that's in relationship or whether that's in work and finances. It looks like right now and moving forward the next week and a half or so, you may feel compelled to jump in and do something, but don't, because there's things that are playing out that need to continue to play out before there is a conclusion or an end reached. So be patient about that. However it ends up coming to a close, or that fulfillment stage, let it be natural, because there's so much major arcana energy here. This is divine timing and orchestration at play here, and it needs to play out, and it's going to play out. So allow it to do that. And I think by the end of the month, everything is definitely going to be made more clear to you. So Leo, that pretty much wraps up your May 2018 mid-month reading. I hope you found it useful and clarifying for you. Thank you for watching it. Again, if any of you are interested in any personal one-on-one reading with me, you can get more information and details by going to my YouTube channel's homepage and clicking on the About button, or clicking on the description bar of all the videos I post. Please feel free to email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you and set up a personal reading for you as quickly as we can, live or recorded. And for easy, simple questions, fast answers to those easy, quick questions, you can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy. And again, that links with all my contact details too. So take care, Leo. I will see you all in a couple of more weeks for the June 2018 general readings. And until then, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Take care, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.